to ask, and we're glad that you're joining us now. Go back on Facebook. I see you are sharing the show. Share it even more. Invite somebody. Let's listen to the real Costa, the true Costa, the Costa that is sober, the Costa now that in a position that he can speak and only speak to that which is true. You made mention of Weah tearing down his property and building condominiums. Costa, you were just on a podcast condemning this government about a $10 million project in Lofa. Compare them both. We are of the same equivalent here, Costa. So talk to me. Who did this to JMB if it is not JMB?
Sando, I will tell you this. One of the reasons why JMB used to value my inputs, my ideas, my suggestions, he would always say, when Henry says no or yes, Henry will provide reasons why. I do not believe in sycophancy, contrary to what people say. Stanton, I've done my research. I'm still doing my research. Those villas that are being built in Foya are not even being built in JMB's hometown. JMB is from Wasonga. Foya, if I'm not mistaken, is the largest district in Lofa County. It's a very large area, Stanton. JMB is from Wasonga, where, and correct me if I'm wrong, where those villas are being built, they're not being built in Wasonga. In Wasonga, JMB has houses there, a compound there. Again, it's not modest. I mean, it's not grandiose. It's modest homes. But I tell you this, Stanton, the optics of building those villas in Foya are bad. They are not good. Even though they are not being built for JMB as a personal property, but whether they are building it for his use whenever he goes to Lofa, which he seldom does, the optics are bad, Stanton. I'm not going to sit here and whitewash it. It is unfair to JMB. Whoever proposed that, and I know who did, but I don't want to call their name. Whoever proposed that idea to go and let's surprise the president. Let's build something nice there so whenever he goes there and whatever. If JMB wanted a mansion, Stanton, he would have built one in Monrovia like George Weah did when he became president. No, he still lives in the modest home. It was people in government who decided they wanted to impress the president, and they went and sourced that money and they built that thing. That's why they are ashamed and they are giving contradicting stories. One group is saying, oh, we don't know about it. The other group is saying, it's Monroe Union funded project. They need to come clean and tell the Liberian people, we did it and we have been buried. Let me tell you what they did about the vehicles. JMB did not want those luxury Lexus vehicles.
Hold on. No, we got to take it step by step, Pedro. I beg you, let's go back to this thing. You just beat on George Weah. You know, I love to keep it real, right? Now you say it's not JMB, that people in the government, but JMB have not spoken to it and you have not dismissed anyone. So it's JMB. You cannot convince someone today that it is not JMB. I know the story to that. You know I know that. I know exactly how it came about. I know what JMB said when that person stood in front of him. But
I don't know
it's not for me. Yeah, it's not for me to say. JMB got Kula Fofana saying something else. Daniel Sando saying something else. Madam Kra is saying something else. But the government position, even during the confirmation, the chief of staff, how you call him? Sam Stevquoah. He didn't know anything about it. So,
and that was a blunder. You can't be the guy who was just Minister of State without portfolio for special services and go for confirmation hearing for a position of Minister of State for Presidential Affairs and say you don't know anything about it. I would be concerned if I were the president. You can't be disowning a project that you all know about it. You can't say you don't know about it. I think he lied. I think Steve Weah lied. They know about the project. I can tell you this much. Stanton, and I want to use this again. JMB was not keen on no Lexus. JMB would have driven any kind of vehicle they bought for him.
We have that document, Costa. Let's stay with this thing.
I'm just telling you the fact.
You accuse Sam Stevquoah. You said Stevquoah knew about it. Now, may his soul rest in peace. Sylvester Grisby, Mama Ability, the gentleman.
Grisby was the one that started the project, Stanton. Grisby was the one that started the project. He said he wanted to surprise the president. He did it. You understand me, Stanton? He did it.
Costa, we missed you. Say that again. You say who did it?
Sylvester Grisby was the one that initiated that project. He initiated it without the president's consent. He initiated it. He said they want to surprise the president. He did it. He's a dead man now, so we don't want to speak ill of the dead. But he initiated that project. It was not initiated by JMB. I told you I've done my research. I have the facts. It was not JMB.
Costa, I know when Sylvester Grisby came into the president's home, when he left Foya and came to the president's home, JMB was angry. But I'm the one that asked the question, so I don't want to answer my own question. But then why are you including Stevquoah, Mama Ability, and all of them, if you know this was done by Grisby?
Because for Steve to say he knew nothing of the project was a lie. It was a lie. All they needed to say is a government-funded project. These are villas that have been built to accommodate the president whenever he goes to Lofa County. That's it. It's not corruption. They didn't steal the money. Nobody's accusing them of stealing the money. But the fact that they are lying and they're even contradicting the counts.
Where the money came from? Where the money came from?
I'm hearing lots of tourists, Stanton. Lots of different tourists. I don't want to get into them because I have not verified them.
And you hear a lot of lies. And that's the reason why the government cannot take a position. Where the money came from? Does that project look like a $10 million project to you, Costa?
No, that project is 10 million. No, Stanton. That's not the figure. It's far less than that. It's under 5 million. It's under 5 million. But those, and I'm told those properties, those villas will be turned over to the GSA when they are constructed. Look, Stanton, let me tell you something. Sometimes when you do these things and you don't inform the public prior to these things, like you inform them about every other project, this government is very transparent, Stanton. Very transparent about everything they do. I'm going to give them credit for that. But on this particular one, they dropped the ball. Because they should have known that building villas in Foya, they didn't build a villa in Wasonga, they built them in Foya. Building villas in Foya, the optics are bad. They will look like it's the president that's building them, and it's not the president that's building them.
So now we have the equivalent. Henry Costa can go out there and beat on George Manawea. We have folks like Akarisky and the rest of them.
It's not equivalent, Stanton. It's not equivalent. No, let's be fair.
You have no document to prove that it's 5 million or 10 million. You're not showing it to the people. You have not spoken on it like Costa is doing tonight. You're taking people in government, lie to the president. Should the president fire them?
I think the president should take action. I think he should take administrative action. Maybe not fire them because they didn't commit corruption yet. It's not like they stole the money. But the messaging around it is bad. Kula Fofana said it's presidential project. Daniel Sando said is a MRE. I think that Daniel Sando, I think Daniel Sando needs to be reprimanded. Stevquoah needs to be reprimanded also. You can't lie that you don't know about the project. You can't do that. Daniel Sando was trying to lie too by saying that, because of the strategic location of Foya, and so it's you lie on the Mana River Union, for Christ's sake. You tell such an audacious, ridiculous lie that can easily be found out. I think it was wrong, Stanton. I'm not sitting here and backing them, but they did not steal the money.
Yeah, but if he doesn't take action, presidential action, do you think it would be a bad thing for this government? We're going to hang over them.
Stanton, this is not a scandal. I will not agree with anyone trying to equate this blunder to the George Weah scandal of building condominiums.
We need to see the documents.
Of course, I agree with you. We need to see how much was put into it.
That is a scandal. Tell them we can turn it any which way, Costa.
It is not a scandal.
Yes, sir.
It is not a scandal, Stanton. Nobody, they didn't, look, here's what would have characterized or qualified as a scandal. If we had seen them building those villas in Joe Boakai's, next to Joe Boakai's home in Foya, Wasonga, if we had seen them building in his name for him, personal property, then you can equate that to the George Weah 42 condominiums, or demolishing his, tearing down his 9th Street house and building a mansion in his place. But no, it's a government project. It's going to be managed by the General Services Agency. But the way they went about the messaging, because they knew the optics were bad, Foya needs something better than that. Foya needs something better than that. Foya needs a school. Foya needs a hospital, not presidential villa. How often does the president go there?
Ladies and gentlemen, you hear what Costa have to say on the show. Costa disagree that the government can take a position and tell the Liberian people the agreement. The next year, Costa, who actually building up that project? Who? We are hearing, and you know, I put his name out, the nephew, the family member.
It's a Liberian contractor who has been around for a long time. His name is Joe Moba. He built the Jamali. I'm coming, Stanton. I'm coming. Joe Moba runs a company called Muson's Group. He is an engineer by profession. He built the Jamali Diagnostic Center. He's been doing projects here, civil works projects for many long years, building buildings all over this place. So he is not the nephew of Joe Boaka. No. The same way I am not. I am a nephew by affinity, not by consanguinity. I'm not a nephew to Joe Boaka by blood, Stanton. So Joe Moba is a nephew.
Joe Moba is a nephew to JMB. Joe Moba from Lofa. You know that. I know that. I've met Joe Moba before. You know the stuff we have on Ralphie Highway. Joe Moba went there when he was on his way to Ghana. We know all the listing costs. You know that. I know that. You are sitting here with me. The fact that they cannot put the document out and the contract were given to Joe Moba that carried $10 million till we see a Costa, that's a scandal. That's a scandal.
The figures that I've heard are significantly lower than 10 million.
Okay.
And that's where
we leave it at. We leave it at. Let's get to the car issue. JMB said I can grab rebound. And let me say this to you. I believe it. I don't think JMB is a luxurious president.